Right. I've had several questions on YouTube and also in the game. People have reached out to me in the game. If you haven't read or if you haven't watched my first video or my intro to me in the game, my main account that I use is Knitter, Knitter. Feel free to look me up in the game and befriend me in the chat. I would love to talk to you. If you have any requests, I have had a couple of people find me in the game and tell me that they started following me on YouTube. So thanks for that. And thank you all for following me and watching these videos. I hope that they're helping you. This video is going to focus on what I'm doing in my farms, mainly how I'm setting them up and what I'm using to defend them, and troops and whatnot. I have gone over this in other videos, but I will make a short one about this. So when you go into your TC building, which is your town center building, on your town view, you're going to click on it and you're going to click on the button at the bottom that says overview. And so this will tell you what buildings you have, civic buildings, economic buildings, what the name of your town is, what state you're in, the location of your town. I don't care if you guys know where my location is, because I'm hoping that you guys aren't out to get me. We're going to disregard the resource tab for this particular video. But when you go down to troops, I keep a minimum of 3 T1s in my towns that are TC 15 and below. I keep 1 troop of each march that I have available. So I'm about to upgrade to TC 16 on several of my farms. And so I will then add another T1 troop. Just 1, because you only need 1 troop to send a march out. And I only use those for adding to rallies. So if I wanted to get the maps for GOBs, which is Gang of Bandits, then I would add 1 troop to those Gang of Bandits rallies. And also if I wanted to camp all of my troops. So please refer to the camping video that I have posted so that you understand what that means and what that entails. It is definitely a good way to poof up around your hive, but there are disadvantages to that. Please watch that video. Now, when it comes to defenses on your town, since you don't have troops to defend them, traps are the best thing to do. Granted, traps are very limited and it's hard to build them. When you're attacked, they have their defenses. They're good for certain things, but once you lose them, they're gone. And rebuilding them, it takes a long time to build them. Rebuilding them, a lot of people like to create meat shields, but if you have a meat shield, those are troops that are going to be defeated by oncomers. So, but most likely your farms aren't going to need defense, because you should be vigilant at staying shielded. So I have a shield on, and I make sure to keep my shields on all of my accounts, because that's the best way to defend. And if you aren't keeping a shield on, then you should be keeping those up. So that is the best defense on farms, is simply to shield. I'm going to jump over to my bank, because that is the one that I do spend time on creating a defense of traps. But like I was just saying, traps there are pros and cons to traps. So what I'm going to do is go into the defense factory, because that's where you build the traps. And this is my bank, so I'm going to go into the traps button. Now these are the traps that you're able to build, okay? And so right now I have level 3s that I have in trap building. So I'm currently not building any traps. You can see that in my my list over here on the right. But you see at the very top, there's actually a capacity that you can have for your traps. Now, I have been hit several times because people actually watch my bank. As you can see, I have a lot of resources. Granted, it's not as much as some people have, but still, for me and my alliance, this is a lot of resources. People constantly are dumping into it, and so it's definitely something that people watch out for. So when you go into the traps button, I don't have any level 1s or any level 2s, but I have those in the repair section. I'm not going to repair these because once I get to a higher level, I want to focus on getting traps for that level. And so I have a capacity of getting 88,100 pieces of trap. Now, I try to disperse them evenly because I don't know what people are going to send, but if they want to defeat my traps after scouting, all they have to send is artillery. And I mean, they get defeated pretty easily. So I'm going to build some barbed wire. Granted, I don't want to build the full capacity of what I can, because if you look down here, the build time to use all of those resources and make 35,000, I want it to take less time. So I'm just going to scroll this down. So that's one way to do it. Or you can click in the box with the number to the right of the scroll bar and click in it. And let's just build 1,000 traps. That's going to take 23 hours. Okay, so I'm going to build that. Now I can speed that up. And I have a lot of speed ups because I don't use speed ups very often. And I can have 1,000 more in that particular trap. So let's do a 30-minute and let's do a 10-minute. All right. And so let's do some hot barrel as well. 1,000 and build, and then I'll do some dynamite later. Okay. So when you click on each individual type of trap, then you can see what it defends against. It's weak against artillery. So if someone wanted to defeat my defenses, if my shields were down, then they know that they just send artillery. They don't have to send anything else. Because if they were to send infantry, cavalry, or range, and I have an equal spread of all of the different types of traps, then they would not be able to defeat them easily, because this is strong against those. But if they were to send a scout, see that I have 3 troops of each type and a lot of traps, they would know to send artillery only. And so that's why it's good to know what is good against what. I have another video that's about troops and traps as well. All right. I want to stress that the main defense is to just make sure you keep shielded, because you can send your transports, you can do all of that without dropping your shields. I don't use these to fight. There's no need for me to ever drop my shield. So the best way to defend your farms and your banks is to just stay shielded. I know that there's a lot of people out there that are in bigger alliances that they don't shield their farms at all. And people hit them constantly. But I want to make sure that I protect my resources, because in my bank especially, I don't have all of these resources because I alone have put into them. I have gotten these resources from others. So not only am I protecting my own resources, but I'm protecting those in other alliances. Now, I have a little bit of force kill in this particular bank because I've been hit several times. Okay? And I don't have any troops. I've just been hit, and I got those kills because I had so many traps. I've actually had my trap capacity maxed, but I have been hit because there have been times that I have set my alarm and I have an alarm on my phone, and I have a system at which I shield, and there's another video about shielding, and I have missed it or clicked snooze and then forgot. Earlier today, actually, all of my towns, I have 12 accounts. All of them were unshielded for 5 minutes. Luckily, knock on wood, I did not have anyone attack any of them. They didn't even scout them. I felt lucky. So that is it about defending and making sure you have the types of troops that you have. I will make another video on other parts of having a farm, like what you need to use for heroes and research and whatnot, because I've had that request as well. All right, if you guys have any further questions, please leave them in the comments. Again, if you leave any negative comments, I will delete them because we don't need no negative Nancys. All right, have a great day, guys. Thanks. Bye.